So, I mean, do you think it's going to get possibly as bad as there? I mean, a lot of people are saying they might like totally crash. Again, I don't know. What do you think? Because the planets do look pretty hairy.
Well, it's hard to say. Uh, although that the software we have a place in there. You can say, okay, here's the stock right here. It is the Dow Jones. Uh, how many times did it go up and how big the down is and it goes through all the stuff and it comes out with telling you how many times that aspect the stock went down and how many times it went up.
Oh, so we can go back and look at the planets in the stock we're thinking of. We can research it that way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. Now, what
But
do you think about people that say Uranus rules Bitcoin?
what's that?
Well, some people are saying Uranus rules Bitcoin. What do you think about that?
Midpoint?
No, Bitcoin, digital currency. Bitcoin,
Oh, I don't
what do you,
know. I don't deal with that at all.
don't blame you.
I don't deal with that at all. This is out of, I do deal with dividend stock. So I have a lot of dividend stock with Schwab that pays me 21% a year.
With Schwab, really? Okay.
You
Well,
know,
do you think this is any relevant to the Saturn Chiron conjunction coming in 2028, or have you looked at that yet?
it's very hard right now to work with the market because if you look at the market uh, in the last since January, February of this year, the market goes up 2,000 point and then goes down 1,000 point. It doesn't work like it used to for the last 10 years, where the
Yeah.
market only went up 300 points, 59 points down, 200 points down. It's not now; it's thousands of points.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Well, you think maybe after next week, then you think it's something that, we can still apply the astrology to, make some money off of this?
well, you can make money, but you got to be more careful.
Okay. What would you say to look out for?
What what's
What are we
that?
looking out for? What are we being careful of?
You mean in the market?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I screen the stock and I come up with 10, 15 of them and I use them, you know, with my software and usually like I said, there's many things that you can do. You compare things, and if four or five of them says it's down, chances are it's going to be down because astrology works.
Yeah. Well, what stock are you following the most right now or making the most money off of right now?
Right now is ODNS
What's
and
that?
EVLV.
Okay, what are those?
Yeah, those are the one, plus a couple other one that I use.
What companies are those?
I don't know,
Oh, okay.
and I don't care.
You're just going straight off the astrology.
Yeah,
And
ODSV, uh, uh, NS varies about like a dollar a day, 90 cents a day. So what I do is I buy 1,000 share. It's usually around 10, 8, because it varies quite a bit. So let's see, it's $9. I buy 1,000 share and it costs me $9,000. In a
hmm
day or so, it might go up a dollar too.
hmm
So I sell it, make $1,000.
pretty good. Well, what about options? Do you do any options at all? Options, or do you just stick with stocks? Do you ever do options like on gold, wheat, oil,
No,
anything like that?
I don't do any of those.
Okay. What about, do you ever dabble in sports at all?
Because you see, when you're dealing with dividend stock and option and stuff like that, they don't vary. You can't make money. You got to hold them, for a long time to make money. It's like
Mm,
I said, the dividend stock CRF, CLM, GOF, they're all pay over 20% a year, but they vary up and down maybe 5 cents here. So you can't sell them. You can't buy them and sell them
mm,
in 2 days. Same as
gotcha.
option. You can't do that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
So
you
you got
basically
to
get in
deal
and
with
out.
Reddit stock.
Yeah, because it sounds like you kind of get in and out, and the options you're saying you'd have to hold on to too long. Is that it?
Yeah, it's what they call day trade.
Oh, so
So
you're doing mostly day trading then.
yeah,
And is
yeah.
there a group that people can join to do this with you?
No, I
Do
used to years ago before I got sick. Like I
mm,
said, right now I don't do any teaching. As a matter of fact, when they send me an application to talk at UAC in September, I didn't reply. So Laura called me and she said, "What's the matter? You've lectured every UAC, and now you're not answering this." I told her my problem, and she
yeah,
says, "I'll register you anyway." And you know, if you can fly to Chicago, we'll have somebody pick you at the airport. We'll take care of you. And so she registered me and a couple of lectures. And a month ago, I called her and I said, Laura, I can't do it
yeah.
because,
So I'm very honored you came today because I know you haven't been feeling well. So I really appreciate you coming because I really want to pick your brain. You're such a wealth of knowledge, you know?
yeah,
Especially I want to get into both of everything we're talking about. You know, I want to work more on missing person cases, and I also, of course, want to look more into the stock market. So I'm just, advice on where do we start with these things to get good at this, like as good as you are.
mhm. But I like to go back and talk about timing a horary chart
Okay.
because this is where people, I think, you remember I said that the most important thing in horary is using the right house and
Yeah.
the timing, of course. And so the timing is very important. And, you know, when people writes me an email, they used to write me an email, I need you to, the doctor says I need surgery, but then the other doctor says I don't need it.
Mm,
So can you do a horary for me? Now, Lily would say, if you get it into a letter, it takes the time that you read the letter.
yeah.
You know, I've tried people that writes me years and years ago. I try
Hmm.
to take the time for people that writes me an email. It never worked. So when people tells me, you know, can you do a horary? I answer them back on the email and say, call me. So
Mm,
because when they call you, you get the chance to talk to the client and know exactly what they're looking for.
right.
Because sometimes they say something on email and it's not even what they want for an answer. And
True.
this is why that, a lot of people always scream at me. How come you're on Facebook? How come you're not participating in all the horary things? There's 5, 6 horary group there.
Yeah.
The only reason I don't is because these people are not clear and we don't know
Mm,
what the time they put on there. So
yeah.
when I teach, I always tell people, let's say you're driving in a car and something comes up in your head. Oh God, I need to know that. And
Hmm.
you're sort of emotional about it. And you say, oh, forget it. You get home, you open the computer and you
Hmm.
ask the question for that time. It's
Hmm.
not going to work
Well,
because
isn't it the time
horary,
that the most desire? I always thought it's when you most desire, the most urgent, that they
yeah,
need that urgency. They is part of it.
yeah. When people call you, client calls you, and wants to know an answer, usually it's because they really in their head, I want to
Hmm.
know. And the sky is lined up just right for that time there. All right.
True.
It's like, for instance, let's say you lost something in a house
Hmm.
and uh, you jump on the computer and ask the question. The computer is going to lie to you. All right.
Mm.
Until
Hmm.
you really look all over the house and you get up to a point and you say, oh, my God, I can't find the damn thing. Now,
Yeah.
what am I going to do now? Now you become emotion. Now you
It's
sit
the
at the
urgency.
computer
Yeah,
and
the emotions. That's the time, right? When the emotions
yeah,
are intense. And then one thing that drives me crazy is dual rulers, like say Aquarius. Is it Saturn or Uranus? The dual rulers drive me crazy. What do you do about that?
well, I tell you again, I don't do astrology unless I research it to
Okay.
pieces. All
Okay.
right. Because, like I said, I was a nuclear engineer.